plank pose for you. So plank is one of those poses that can be just really challenging and difficult, but when done correctly, we can find a little bit more ease with our efforts. So as my demonstrator, I'm going to have Brian, my fiance, come in to help me demonstrate. So this is Brian. He's super strong. All right, so we're going to have Brian set up in modified plank pose. So this is a great position if you're just starting out. So we're going to start with our hands. So hands are right underneath the shoulders. So let's step them back just a little bit. Fingers are nice and spread. And come to the table just for a moment. So this is table position with your knees underneath your hips, and now to transition into that modified plank, you just shift your weight forward to where you have a nice diagonal here. Good, and then you can let the tops of the feet be on the mat, pressing them in. And his gaze is toward the top of the mat, but just enough to keep his head nice and neutral. And we have a long straight line from the head all the way down to the tailbone. So just to show you one of the things that I often see in beginners is kind of a arching of the spine. So dip down here. So he's dipping down, his shoulder blades are kind of winged up off his back, and he has this arch in his back, which that might even hurt your back. You feel it there, yeah. So to get rid of that, what we have to do is cue more belly, engage the belly more, and already that got rid of that. And he has a nice even back now. Good? Feel good?
Yep.
All right, good. So from here, we're going to go ahead and come on up to full plank pose. So he's tucking his toes under. He's going to come a little bit more onto the balls of his feet. Forward. Yep. So his heels are going straight up, and he's pressing into my arm here, so he's really reaching through the heels. The inner thighs are spinning up and engaged. His hips are right in line with his shoulders. His wrists are right underneath his shoulders. He's pressing into the pads of his fingers, so he's not taking all that weight in his wrist. And then he's really pressing into the floor to kind of smooth out his back. So I'm going to give him a rest for a moment. And then we're going to go into some of the common things that I see in that full plank pose. All right, you ready to be back up there?
Yep.
All right, taking the toes. So one of the most common things I see is students looking at their toes. So he's looking at his toes, he's dropping his head, and that kind of hurts his neck there. So we're not going to do that. We want to keep looking toward the top of the mat. Second thing I see is hips drop down below the shoulders. And this also is taking out that integrity of your spine, so we want to lift the hips back up and keep them in line with the shoulders. Last thing is a dip in the back again. And so same as before in the modified plank, we want to engage the core more to really lift up out of that. And then we'll give him a rest again. All right, so main thing to remember from this is start with your hands. So at the hands, we really want to be pressing into the pads of the fingers. So you're taking that weight out of your wrist, and your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Your gaze is toward the top of your mat, not toward your toes. You're really pressing into the mat so that you even out the back, the upper back through the shoulder blades. Core is nice and engaged. Hips are in line with the shoulders. Inner thighs are spinning up, so the legs really help you in this pose if you use them. A lot of times our legs are just kind of being lazy. But if we really engage the legs, we can really help a lot in this pose. And then the heels are pointing straight up, and you're really reaching through the heels. If you do all of those things, you'll find a lot more ease through your plank pose. All right? Thank you, and thank you, Brian. Good job. All right, I'll see y'all next Monday with another pose breakdown. Have a great day.